Burn Line Podcast. The burn line on a well-crafted cigar is straight and sharp as a razor, much like our wit and wisdom. And what is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, over the age of 21, you are listening to Burn Line Podcast, coming to you not live from the hot box, the smoky back room where deals are struck and fortunes are made, adjacent to the Rocky Patel Cigar Lounge, nestled amongst the complex of rooms that comprise Davidoff Cigars, Westminster, Maryland, USA. Which, I don't know if the mics are picking up the sirens.
They probably did.
Burn line. It's actual burn line.
Yeah, there's something's on fire.
Something is on fire.
It is burning.
But being true soldiers of the cigar, we will carry on just for all of you guys out there in internet land and make this happen anyway.
Yeah. Just like that, this podcast is pretty fire too.
Yeah, literally. Burn line is on fire.
Yeah.
No, it's on fire. Help! We're live streaming. Send somebody.
Yeah. Dude, you know what's wild? Speaking of fire, did you see that Tesla that caught on fire in Florida while it was flooding?
Which one?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
in somebody's garage. I'm like, that's wild. It's like, well, luckily there's a shit ton of water there, but damn, your Tesla's on fire inside your garage.
Well, so, but part of the problem is, like, you know, when it comes to lithium catching fire when it gets wet, you're going to see a Tesla because they outsell all the electric vehicles combined by like 5 to 1. So it's always going to be a Tesla you see. So it's not brand specific, but people, they forget, like, lithium lights on fire in water.
Yeah, and it's a chemical chain. It is a chemical chain.
Yes.
It's like you're not stopping.
Lithium, and it's a huge issue because a lot of first responders, they have water trucks.
Yeah.
When your car is on fire,
yeah, they
don't mind if you're a gas car. Yeah, sure, it's fuel. You're supposed to use powder or whatever, but you can fucking blast that with water,
right? And
you're putting it out. With lithium ion, with your crash electric car, it will put the fire out.
Yeah.
Just the force of the water. Yeah. And as soon as you switch that hose off, boom, it's worse.
Yep.
You know, and it will burn for days.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? All right, so on Burn Line Podcast, we are a cigar podcast.
I guess we're starting a car podcast next on top of our political podcast and everything else.
We need a what do you call that? Like a portfolio. Of podcasts for folks. We are smoking the HVC Hot Cake Golden Line. Mm-hmm. Can't wait to tell you about this cigar and the company. So for some context, the regular hot cake, I would put it as like an 8 in strength.
Yep.
There's times when it's a 6.
I don't know. It's been a while. I can't remember. I have had a hot cake. It's probably 2 or 3 years now.
HVC makes some fairly strong cigars, but this is the Golden Line, and it is not as strong.
Yeah.
But I pegged it as like 4.26.
Yeah. Just by reading it, it's going to be light.
So, yeah, I love this. That is right in my wheelhouse. Currently, my current palate preference currently is 4 to 6.
Nice.
And floral, aromatic, you know, very like Fuente Chateau, Fuente Natural, Opus XE, Cuban-esque. Yeah. That's just where my palate is. You know, like 10 years ago, I was smoking all the fucking Neanderthals, and I was like, I will smoke a Padron 1926 85th anniversary Little Hammer every fucking day. Yeah. And I did, and I was just, I don't know. But my current palate.
So you're a weirdo.
I don't know what I was, but my tastes have changed.
You know? By the way, did you bring any syrup so we can dip this?
Dude, okay, so, we'll talk about the name, but why don't we get this cut and lit?
Yep, and this is what it looks like.
Enjoy it.
I'll put it in between the 2 cams.
Dude, like, how do you not know how video editing works? I cut that stuff in, like, close-ups. Didn't you see me with my camera?
Yeah, but then it gives me something to do. I can just, like, look. Here.
Stop holding your stick in front of everybody.
There. I'm going to make you do some extra editing work.
All right, it does have a footband. Be sure to remove that. And it is time for the official cutting. The official cutting is brought to you by Fat Boy Cigars. The bold and delicious flavors of premium hand-selected tobacco leaves are highlighted in the original Jack's cigar by Fat Boy Cigars. And don't forget to try the Fat Boy Cigars Boots on the Ground series. For every cigar purchase in this series, Fat Boy Cigars will donate $1 to charities benefiting our frontline heroes, Fat Boy Cigars. Welcome to the Fat Boys world.
No. This is not my fault.
No, you fucked that up.
No.
It is glued.
It is
Fucking
over
so
glued. That is
Yeah.
bullshit. I don't know. Which way to go? Dude, that is fucked. All right, that's a couple points.
Yeah, I mean, that footman was glued on. At least it's the very end of the wrapper.
Yeah.
By the way, super delicate wrapper. This is an Ecuadorian Connecticut, and I can tell by holding it and looking at it, this is a very delicate wrapper. You want to be careful with it. All right, I am officially cutting with my Craftsman's Bench, open-ended double guillotine, and so are you.
Stainless steel.
Gunmetal.
Yeah.
And as always, we remind you to clip that cigar with authority. No limp-wristed cutting allowed. Look at my leaf. Fucking pop my wrapper.
Jesus, that's not good. More points.
It's not. It is a very fragile leaf, dude.
Oh,
And you just fucking murdered yours, dude.
No, it just
I saw
popped.
you doing that. You popped it.
I did.
I mean, that is on you, but I did this cutting it. By the way, our Craftsman's Bench cutters, of course, they come pretty sharp.
Yeah, they're sharp AF.
From the factory, but also I make sure I keep these sharp. This is what can happen when you don't clip your cigar with authority, like when you're squeezing, if you have a dull cutter, limp-wristed cutting. This is exactly what happens. So even though this happened, with our correct process,
these are sharp as shit.
Yeah, it's a good example of what your cigar could look like in the correct snip, and that's why we talk about it. So, well, that's a little disappointing.
You can do the glue method that I've taught before already. Hopefully, it holds for a while.
Yeah, hopefully. All right, so this is the Havana City HVC Hot Cake Golden Line, and I think my wrapper is as repaired as it's going to get for a while. And I am not taking the band off because I think it's holding that together.
I agree.
And it is time for our official lighting. The official lighting is brought to you by 2C Premium Coffee. Keep your day fueled with delicious coffee from 2C Premium Coffee. Featuring select beans from Bali, Kenya, Ethiopia, and around the world, 2C Premium utilizes continual roasting, so you are always getting a truly fresh cup of premium coffee. 2C Premium Coffee, morning made us. And I can't remember if I refilled my DuPont or not.
If not, we got back.
Because I ran out last week.
Oh, shit.
Remember?
Yeah.
When I borrowed yours.
I don't think you did.
Well, let's go ahead and...
Nope.
Yeah, I'm out of butane.
Hold on. Cut. Commercial break. Hang in there, kitty.
So I got Bill's... look at this. This is his grandpa's World War II Zippo.
Is it legit?
Yes, but he got the butane insert.
Okay, cool.
That is fucking cool.
Don't fucking ruin it.
Got some story.
Don't ruin it.
I can feel the ghosts.
That's not Costco gold.
No, it's not gold at all. All right. Let's go ahead and get these lit up. And, as always, we remind you, toasted, not roasted. Treat that cigar with the love and respect it deserves, and it will return the flavor. And, of course, since it is a Connecticut wrapper, you can scorch it, and it probably won't do much except make your cigar a little ugly. So, just pay attention. I low-key want one of these. But it legit has to have a story, like the actual Zippo.
Right.
I'm not buying like a new Zippo and putting the butane insert in it.
Real quick, I was thinking about it. You want a Zippo with a story?
Yeah, what you got?
I don't think you're going to have to wait that long. World War III is literally right around the corner, so...
Oh, my God. All right, we are back, and we are smoking the HVC Hot Cake Golden Line. So let's talk about this cigar. For starters, we are smoking the Laguito Numero, is it Cinco?
Cinco.
They have a Numero Cuatro, which is a different size, 6x54.
So like Little Lake.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Is there a Little Lake?
Well, I do. I will tell you exactly where it comes from. So this Vitola was registered, whatever, by Habanos S.A., Cuban company, in 2010 for the BHK 54 cigar. They had this Vitola, Laguito, number 5. However, that Cuban Vitola, because what's famous about the Cuban Vitolas is, it's command and control, it's communist. You will make this cigar in this size, and it's loosened up a lot since then. But it used to be, so why the Partagas Serie D number 4? The number 4 is the Vitola, which, as you know, changes the flavor. Like a Gordo and a fucking Corona of the same blend is not the same cigar, right? And so, and like, here is your state-issued molds. Make a cigar, And so, but it led to consistency. It doesn't, and that's why people talk about Cuban cigars much more than Nicaraguan cigars. Well, because they're all the same, right? They were all regulated the same. And so there was this consistency with the Vitola names, and it's loosened up a little bit now because the companies are like, man, to compete, we need a little more branding, type of stuff. So anyway, the Cuban Laguito number 5, it was 5 5/8 by 54. So I suspect that Rainier had like 6 by 54 molds, and and so he used them. But it's not exactly the same. It's 3/8 of an inch longer, more tobacco. But it's like the whole brand is a throwback to the Cuban heritage. It's fucking named Havana City.
Yeah.
Now, here's what's funny is HVC. You cannot 100% know what that stands for.
Right.
You can't. So if you look at all of their stuff, it says HVC Havana City, headquartered in Miami?
Miami.
Yeah, headquartered in Miami, but their factory is in Esteli. We'll get into that. But he is from Havana City.
Yeah.
He's Cuban, and all of this is a tribute to Cuban cigars. But if you look online, even on the HVC website, is HVC Havana City or Havana Cuba? Or, like, I've seen several different, here's what HVC stands for. Or is it Havana City Company? Because the H and the V, like, both of those have to come from Havana.
Yeah.
Right? But then, how come there's only one, so HVC is a very good brand because it's so easy to remember.
Yeah.
It sounds a little bit like a drugstore, but it's a great brand.
HVC.
Right? It does. Hey, can you go down to HVC and get me some Visine?
Well, you know what else would help if they were mobile optimized?
Well, yeah, their website
I feel
is
this
not
is a good
mobile.
spot.
Yeah.
Their
website is not mobile optimized, which is a death knell today because Google 100% prioritizes mobile optimization.
And if you're like me, I mean, I know a lot of people that don't even own desktops or laptops anymore.
Dude, iOS accesses the internet more than the next 2 operating systems combined.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, I mean, if you're a teenager, you can't fucking give a teenager an Android phone. They're all on iPhones. It's just like a generational thing.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of different Android operating systems out there. There's a lot less Apple because.
Oh, is there Chrome on iOS?
No, you can't.
Just
use
kind
Chrome.
of dumb question.
You can't use Chrome.
Okay, I wasn't sure if there was like a plug-in or something.
But you can on Androids. So it splits the like if you're on Android, you can use Chrome, you can use Safari.
Right, there's Firefox. I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of different
Firefox,
browsers.
yeah.
If you're on an Apple product, you're using iOS. That's why it beats everybody. But anyway, that's why. And Google changed that in 2023, I think.
Okay.
Maybe 2022, where they're prioritizing websites that are mobile optimized.
Yep.
They just are the new SEO rules, which I'm not an SEO guy, but anyhow.
And up next, stay tuned for our tech podcast.
Yeah, so HVC.
Yeah.
Technically, it might not stand for anything, right?
Could
But
just be,
all of their cigars say HVC Havana City, and I love it. Now I heard him on a couple of podcasts.
Okay, Rainier.
And cool dude. Who's that comedian from New Jersey that what's his name?
Nate Diaz?
Nate Diaz. Yeah.
Not Nate Diaz. Jesus Christ.
No, Nate Diaz is the UFC guy. Who's the guy?
It's Diaz.
It's Diaz or something.
Yeah. Jesus, I feel like shit for now.
So anyway, Rainier reminds me of him a little bit. He's got like a deep, throaty voice.
Yeah.
So super memorable, but he never says in any of the podcasts I've listened to what HVC stands for. So Rainier, Lorenzo, if you're listening and you want to come on the podcast, come on, man. Come smoke these with us.
Joey Diaz.
Yeah, Joey Diaz. the comedian. He reminded me of Joey Diaz. But anyway, and he's got a super cool story. But, all right, we are a quarter of an inch in on these. So why don't we talk about some tasting notes?
Yeah.
Look how professional we are. I printed out actual paper.
Yeah, he's got notes, an essay.
I usually have it on my phone or my iPad, to be honest with you. All right, but we said the Vitola is the Laguito number 5, and this comes in multiple Vitolas. This one seems to be the most popular. Like this, I can find online.
Dude, it's a great size. I love it. I think this is even good for you, right?
6x54 is just it's a Super Toro.
Yeah, touch above.
Yeah, like a Toro is 6x52. Yeah, it's fine. I prefer 52, but the MSRP is $10, and HVC is one of those rare brand. Like, so if MSRP is $10 in Maryland, you're paying 11 something at MSRP. You know, Pennsylvania, you're paying 10. What would that be? 50 for the taxes.
Yeah, it's sales tax 6%.
Yeah. 1060. So we talk about MSRP a lot because it's state dependent. But this is one of those cigars that I can frequently find deals on.
Yeah.
And of course, you're already talking about a $10 cigar. If your tobacconist offers a box discount, sometimes you get 10%,
20 at the high.
Yeah. So now you're talking about $9 a stick for a 6x54, and these are good cigars. HVC makes good cigars, but they're affordable. And we'll talk more about that. Wrapper, Ecuadorian Connecticut. Binder, Nicaragua undisclosed. Jalapa and Esteli fillers. And of course, it's rolled at Fábrica de Tabacos HVC de Renier Lorenzo in Esteli.
Esteli.
So, which basically that's like tobacco factory HVC by Renier Lorenzo. That's what that translates to. So, all right. So let's do some tasting notes because I think we're far enough in.
Yeah.
What are you tasting so far?
So I'm actually tasting a lot of like that barnyard you were saying, but more of the vegetal side. So a lot of grass, a lot of the outside of the barn, like hay fields, definitely. Which is funny that you were spot on that. A little bit of breakfast, not like it was intentional, but like a morning on a farm.
Yeah. So I think the original hot cake. I don't know how it got its name. I know that they had, what is hot cake in Spanish? Pan, something, pan caliente.
Pan caliente.
I think.
Oh shit, I don't even know. It's been a while.
That was a special edition cigar HVC came out with in 2016.
Okay.
In 2020, they added to their core line the hot cake. Totally different cigar, which I'll talk about. I think it tastes like hot cakes. I do. It reminds me of pancakes.
Yeah. So
this one has that. It has a little bit, like, if you take in all of the flavors together and don't break them down, it has a little bit, it reminds me of, like, a golden pancake. Something like, the first one is more like homemade buckwheat, griddle-cooked hotcakes. And this one reminds me more of, like, the Aunt Jemima kit or the Bisquick pancake mix,
you can't call it Aunt Jemima anymore.
Super light and fluffy, whatever, dude. But it does, if you just pay attention to the overall flavor, it reminds me of a breakfast platter. There's a little spicy sausage in there. There's a little light, fluffy pancake. There's a little nutmeg, and there's definitely pepper. It's not spicy, but it's black pepper.
It's a little bit more breakfasty than the breakfast blend. I'll tell you that.
So when you experience like the total overall flavor, and I know I'm in the first part of the first third. If you don't break the flavors down, it's like, oh, this reminds me of, and it's breakfast on a farm, really. And of course, with cigars, the tasting notes are allegorical. It's like it reminds me of, but it's not like fucking shoveling a fork full of grits in my mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing when we say it tastes like leather. It's not. If I took my belt off and chewed on it, it would not taste like this cigar.
It's funny. I didn't know what grits was till I got to this coast.
Really? You don't have grits in California?
No. Not that I was aware of.
So, a couple of things. We need to talk about how we're going to talk about cigars on this podcast.
Yeah.
So we're a little bit intentionally, not groundbreaking. I don't want to and I'm not bragging. It's just I'm a cigar guy. I've been
Yeah.
smoking for 25 years, and at least one cigar a week for 25 years. Usually closer to one per day.
Yeah.
And I listen to all the podcasts. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. I know what's missing. And the only reason that we rolled this out originally was I felt like there was a gap. For normal cigar smokers, I don't want to watch some dude in a fucking 3-piece suit talk about this $100 cigar and blah, blah.
Yeah. Cigar you're not going to be smoking as a regular dude.
I like learning about an actual cigar and cigar stuff, but some cigar podcasts, they're like fun to listen to, but it's like, I didn't learn anything about that cigar.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you smoked a cigar. It's almost an afterthought. And so, like with our rating system, we intentionally have specific things we measure on a scale of 0 to 50, because we don't want you confusing this with all the other cigar rankings that go to 100.
Yeah.
Because we're measuring specific components and blending the score. And we talk about very subjective things like experience.
Yeah.
Flavor, which is also subjective. And then technical stuff like construction.
Yeah.
Presentation. That's
price.
Yeah, like price and construction are very objective. Much more so than the other elements. For something that is a totally subjective experience, where you're, you have your own palate, you like what you like or you don't. And so I've got comments on strength, body, and flavor, and I think, maybe we need to roll this out officially. We are going to distinguish between those, and here's why. Everybody talks about body, and that is just insufficient for a cigar. So they talk about body with like wine, right? But if you look at wine, like the spread of alcohol content is not very high.
Yeah.
Particularly when you have established wines like Cabernet, Pinot Grigio, like they're made the same way with the same grapes, other than where they're grown. So your alcohol content doesn't change that much, and they change it intentionally during the process. The way that you feed the yeast and stuff like that can change all that. But imagine if wine had the same strength spread as cigars. Body would be insufficient for wines too, because you're like, well, this is a Cabernet and this is a Cabernet, but this Cabernet is 4% alcohol and this one's 24. Right? That's like smoking a Maduro that is on the mild end, and a Maduro that's a fucking Padron 1926 85th anniversary, right? And so I think there has to be strength, and we have mild, mid, and strong. And then there has to be body, which is light, mid, and full.
Yep.
And then there has to be flavor. And flavor is simple, which is essentially 1 or 2 flavors the whole way through. Mid, which is more than that. And complex, which is more than 3 or 4 flavors and changes throughout smoking the cigar. And so in my prep smoke for the show, I have this as a mid-strength, mid-body, which I think is fair.
Yeah.
If I did a 1 to 10 strength, I think mine started out around a 6.
Okay.
On my notes, I had 4 to 6, but I can't remember if it started out 4 and got to 6 or if it went back and forth.
Yeah, I have it as a 4 right now, 4 5. And same thing with the strength. I think it's mild to medium. It's not. I don't think it's going to tip over the medium at all.
It didn't for me last time.
Yeah, it's a Connecticut, so it's not really going to fucking punch you in the gut.
Yeah. Now for flavor, I have complex, and it does change from third to third, which is cool.
Nice. I like that.
All right. So initial tasting notes. You mentioned your flavors. For me, there is cedar for sure. Just starting off, although it burns off quick. Like I'm like an inch in, and it's kind of definitely in the background. Soft pepper, so it's black pepper or maybe like telly cherry pepper, finishing pepper. It is not red pepper. It's not spicy.
We got a little nutmeg in there.
Yeah, nutmeg. I put baking spices.
Okay.
So yeah, there's nutmeg and maybe something else. It reminds me of like
honey wheat.
Yeah, honey wheat. Absolutely.
I just got that.
I don't know that that's a flavor, but it is now.
Oh, you haven't had honey wheat bread?
Oh, like honey wheat bread?
Yeah, honey wheat.
Yeah, I've had that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Honey wheat.
Yeah, but like honey wheat's not an actual wheat.
No.
A flavor.
I was just saying like honey wheat bread.
Yeah.
Not definitely honey wheat bread, the exact flavor, but.
And then there's this soft barnyard like mown hay component to it, and then I've got a creamy nutty flavor too that reminds me of the nutty from like buckwheat or like a not like fucking munching on mixed nuts, but more like a toasted wheat. And then the retrohale accentuates, I think, the floral. There is a floral component and the pepper, which, so interestingly on the retrohale, this is a very Cuban-esque cigar.
Mm-hmm. Very floral.
Yeah. But on the mouth draw, it's much more, to me, this has more in it than most Cubans these days.
Macadamia nut?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
That's what I'm getting.
Creamy and light.
Yeah, because it's like that white nut. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, not like peanuts.
Mm-mm.
Those are like super nutty. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Good.
You ever had like a coffee mix? Like those nuts that are espresso mix nuts?
I don't think so.
Really? Oh, man. Okay. I'm going to have to bring that in because that'll interest your palate.
Yeah.
It's got like espresso beans, chocolate covered coffee beans, and then macadamia nuts and some other stuff in there.
Sounds rich.
Oh, yeah.
Another thing with this cigar is I think it goes great with coffee.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last cigar where I was like, oh, don't drink this with coffee. But this kind of tastes like breakfast, so does coffee. And of course, both of us drink this 2C Premium Black because it's so smooth. But I would like to try a coffee with cream in this because I think cream would really highlight, if it doesn't crack the palate too much.
Coffee Mate just released a Abuelita chocolate creamer.
So does it have like cinnamon in it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's got like the Abuelita chocolate.
Yeah.
I want to try it. So I think this would go good with this.
Yeah.
Be dope as shit.
Sounds like it.
About time somebody did that.
All right. Let's do socials and surprises. And then we'll jump into... we'll take a break and do the tobacconist tip of the week. So let me pull up our socials. And... we are on Instagram and Facebook primarily. I think I have a Threads account, but that place is a fucking gangland anymore, so I kind of stay out of it. We don't do...
X. Twitter.
Yeah, we don't do Twitter X. Threads is bullshit.
Google Plus.
Yeah, none of that.
I don't even...
So, but basically Instagram and Facebook right now. We should do TikTok.
We should.
We should. Like, that's popular.
Mrs. Fumo mentioned that?
Did she?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the kids are doing... iPhones and TikTok.
iPhones and TikTok.
Kids over the age of 21.
Over the 21.
Just so we're clear.
Yeah. We're all still children, even over 21.
Yeah.
Don't smoke.
My lawyer's calling me right now. Like, what are you doing? We're not live streaming. We can edit this. All right, so not much going on. Reach out to us, burnlinepodcast at gmail.com, and please like, subscribe, and share, and comment, interact with posts. It's hard to do, and YouTube shadow bans all kinds of our episodes. There's episodes you still can't comment on.
Yeah. I did get messages on the Ray Lewis episode, though, which were very positive. Yeah. So thank you guys for that.
So nothing really new on the socials. No. But you guys are our marketing plan. I will tell you that, anybody that has a cigar podcast will tell you, even like trying to advertise with a reel or something on Instagram, half the time they're like, nope.
Yeah.
You don't. There's smoke in the background. We can't show this.
Unless you're like one of the actual players, the tobacco company, the cigar companies, or a retailer. They're like, they kind of give
we
a little.
We didn't get our bags of money in or whatever.
So. By the way, which you haven't mentioned yet, we're now in multicam.
Oh yeah.
This
is our first multicam setup. Yeah, should be pretty cool. So we're evolving the setup. Got these 4K cameras. All right, good. So we're 20 minutes in already. Nice. Why don't we go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we will do our tobacconist tip of the week. Don't go away. And now your tobacconist tip of the week with Angel Solorio.
All right, tobacconist tip of the week. So, you ever have that problem where you buy a cigar, or sometimes you accidentally do it yourself, where you have an over humidified stick,
Yeah.
Meaning
So
like it's spongy as hell.
75%.
85,
I'm pretty sure I've gotten that bad, but yeah.
That's what my cigar feels like right now. So about 80%. So it fits in perfectly. What I like to do is I usually like to let mine sit out for a day or two, and it usually gets pretty even, and then stick it in the humidor. Because sticking it in the humidor is not going to help at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It'll take way too long. You could also stick it in the fridge, not the freezer.
Yeah.
I mean, you could in the freezer,
if
but
I want it fast.
Yeah.
And if I want to get it fast, 1 hour in the refrigerator, just open in the fridge, will dehumidify it. Now, after that, I typically have to let it sit out of the fridge for 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, get that cold out of it.
Get the cold out of it. If you try to light it while it's cold,
you could pop the wrapper.
You're going to pop the wrapper probably. And you might have this acrid taste. Cold
Yeah.
tobacco, doesn't... It ends up actually, tarring sometimes.
Yeah, same thing with just lighting it over humidified just like that. Yeah, it'll be bitter as shit.
Yes.
If
An
you like
over-humidified cigar, it's bitter.
And you're going to fight it the whole time, trying to keep it lit, because there's just so much humidity inside the stick itself, It's like wet shit doesn't burn, so it's the same applies. It's not wet, but it's humid.
And that tobacconist tip of the week is courtesy of an inquiry email sent to burnlinepodcast@gmail.com.
Yep.
So go ahead and jump on your email client and send us an email. We love interacting with all of our fans, and ask us questions or whatever, and we would love to turn that into tobacconist tip of the week, or read it on air. If you don't want us to read it on air, please tell us in the email, preferably at the top, so that we
then you have to edit it out. Oh wait.
Yeah. Awesome. So good tobacconist tip of the week. So let's jump into our topic of the day, which is hosting a cigar party. So once you get into cigars, typically you will find that you have a lot of friends who are into cigars. I got a call from a coworker today, cool guy, and he's had cigars, once a month or something for a long time, years, decades, right? But he only got into them this summer. So they were doing a charity golf tournament, and they had a pretty good cigar, and he was sitting down afterwards with the guys with I don't know, it was like a Kentucky Mule or something, drinking. That's just a Moscow Mule bourbon instead of vodka. And he was like, shit, why don't I do this more often? This is really good. So he just called me today, and he was like, first of all, Ray Lewis is my favorite player. How the fuck did you pull it off?
Yeah.
But then he was asking about, how humid should my cigars be? Now, that should be a tobacconist tip.
Yeah.
Because the standard shit you read on the internet is not accurate. Same thing with seasoning your humidor. We need to get into that. But in any case, another guy in my circle of friends that's into cigars, right? You start collecting, and eventually you're going to want to have cigar parties, right? Or just a party, but you can smoke a cigar, right? And so we put together just kind of a cool list of how do you host a cigar party. Because if you haven't thought about it, it can end up being challenging.
Yeah.
Right? And you can always learn that way, but we're hoping to grease the skids for you a little bit so that you can have a successful event. And if you have parties already, adding cigars actually does change a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah, it's kind of like having a centerpiece at a coffee table, a conversation starter. Hey, let's talk about cigars.
Oh, we got cheese during the break?
Yeah, we got cheese. So this kind of goes with our theme of having a cigar party,
This looks like cheddar.
Little finger foods here. Yeah, I like Colby Jack. Good stuff.
Dude, cheese and coffee is the best ever. All right. Let's see if that helps the cigar or how it affects it.
Try it out.
Good. That's good. They don't clash. Sometimes if you get that fat on your palate, it blunts it or whatever. So, hosting a cigar party. Oh, can I borrow your lighter?
Oh, yeah.
I need to touch up. We just took an unplanned break.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to touch up too.
Yeah. All right. So what is the goal? Why are we telling you it's gonna happen? If you're into cigars, you're gonna have guys over, and they're gonna want to smoke and expect to smoke because you're all cigar guys. And so this isn't necessarily how to plan a cigar party. It's just if you're a cigar person, you're gonna have folks over and have a party and smoke.
Yeah. And you might get that friend that's not a cigar guy, person, lady,
Yeah, absolutely.
So get something light.
So I've got a few things here, right? Really, there's sort of like 4 sections we're going to talk about: planning, communication, execution, and cleanup. And if you just keep a few things in mind, you're going to do great, right? So with planning, the first question you need is, what are you doing? Right? It sounds straightforward, but here are like some categories. You might be doing an event party. So that would be like a specific football game, right? It might be an activity party, like we're river tubing.
Yeah.
You know, like there's nothing better than fucking lazy river floating down the tube with your chest full of beers in its own tube and some fat cigars. Like, it's fun, you know. Cornhole tournament, you know, something like
golfing tournament.
Yeah, that's an activity party. Is it a holiday or dinner party? So you might be having a Halloween party that's coming up. Dinner party, you know, like a cigar dinner party. That's fairly popular.
Yes.
And then consider activities during your event, like a raffle, trivia contest, long ash contest, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Depending on what you're doing, you can break it up that way. So if it's a football game, for example, and you have a halftime show, which nobody cares about if it's not that one big game that we're not allowed to say, or we'll get a copyright strike.
Can I say it? I like when you bleep it out.
Think of an excellent night hunting nocturnal bird, a superb owl. If you think of that, you'll know which game we're talking about.
Oh my god, superb owl.
A superb owl, right? You care about the halftime show, but for everything else, okay, it's a little bit of dead time. It's a great chance for people to use the bathroom, relight, touch up their smoke, whatever, or throw in a raffle, throw in something.
Something dumb.
Hell, karaoke, you know.
Don't karaoke.
But
that's terrible.
But long ash contest is something people can do at the same time as, right, depending on what you're doing. Obviously, if you're tubing down the river, long ash is super fun because it's so challenging. Yeah. Like, that's something that, you know, that goes together. Yeah. But if you have like a dinner party, no, you don't want that. You don't want people ashing all over by accident at a dinner table. Yeah, exactly. But consider throwing some little party activities in there. Yeah. Right. That go along with cigar trivia. The next thing you want to ask is, what size is the party, and what size do you need to host the party? Yeah. Right. So this is space considerations. How many people did you invite? You know, how many people are going to attend? What size space do you need for it? So, and then, you know, if it's an event party, make sure everyone can see the screen or whatever you're doing. Yeah. Right? If you're there to watch like college game day, that's a big one. Like the first college football weekend, a lot of people host hey, come on, we're watching all the games. Yeah, 60. We're starting at 9 a.m.
Yeah, 60-inch plus. Mm-hmm. You need, like, that's just got to be the standard. 60.
You have seating. By the way, you know, I don't know what kind of folks you hang out with, but most folks don't care about the seating. They just want to seat. Mm-hmm. So if you've got folding lawn chairs, camp chairs, whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah. As long as people have someplace to park their butt. Right. If it's an activity party, do you have enough activity material? Oh yeah. So if it is golfing, there's going to have to be some ground rules, like bring your own clubs, bring your own golf shoes, whatever. Come prepared to play.
But, yeah, if you're playing golf, that's very specific. You should have all that crap.
But what if it's a cornhole tournament, and then you have an odd number of people? How do you make a tournament happen, right? Plan ahead, because trying to resolve these issues in the middle of the party will take you out of it. Yeah. And you end up being a host and facilitator, and you're like, well, shit, that was the best party I never attended. Right. You know, if it's a holiday or dinner party, do you have enough appropriate seating? Like, you need to be at a table. It can be a fucking folding table on the lawn. Doesn't matter. But asking somebody to, you know, sit Indian style in the corner of the living room with a plate, that's not great.
No, it is not.
You know? So just a little planning ahead. And then, Angel, why don't you talk about what are you smoking?
All right. So what are you smoking? So if it's a specific cigar, like, hey, we're all going to smoke this cigar, like, make sure you have enough for everybody. Or if it's like a cigar release party, like, hey, this cigar just dropped, so we're all going to smoke it. Make sure you have enough.
Yeah, like the Las Calaveras dropped. Yeah. You know, we're all going to smoke the new Las Calaveras together. Cool, right? Yeah, so do you have enough? And then I would add to that, like,
bring your own cigar, like bring another stick to share or something like that.
Well, there's a few different modes for smoke. One is you're providing cigars. Right? If you're doing that and it's a specific cigar release party, it could get expensive, but some people have parties with 3 people or 5 people. And you can buy a box, whatever, get your box discount. Or the other mode you can do is the smorgasbord party, which is, again, you're providing the cigars, but you have a bunch. It's like, hey, I'm trying to clean out my humidor.
Yeah.
I got too many sticks now. Help yourself. And just, so you'd have a little table and you put on it the cigars people can pick. Do not let people go into your humidor. And you definitely don't, and we'll talk about this in the etiquette, you don't want to be in a position to say, oh, that's my special one I'm saving, don't smoke that one.
Just lay them out. They're going to be fine for the night. They're going to be fine for the night.
Smoke whatever you want. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And once that stick is gone, it's gone.
And then you mentioned, what's the third one?
Bring your own cigar.
Right. And so this is a cigar party where it's like, yeah, we're all going to get together and smoke cigars, but bring your own. You know, no one's providing cigars for you.
Yeah. It could also, like, bring 2, bring 3, because more than likely you're going to smoke 2 max.
Yeah, bring your herd. Now, the last one is pretty cool. Tell us about the sharing party.
The sharing. So everybody shares a stick. So I wouldn't say it's brand specific.
It's basically the smorgasbord we talked about, except everyone's bringing sticks and putting them on the table.
Yeah.
And then you pick which one you want to smoke. Yep. You know, preferably not one you bought. That's the whole point.
Right.
You know? Another event you can do is a white elephant cigars. Everyone brings a cigar. And,
mystery gift it.
Well, you know, it's like, they're all cigars, but you can trade it.
Yeah.
You know, and it works better than a regular white elephant because everybody wins. And usually just, you know, sometimes if one person will bring that Opus X and everyone's fighting over it, but for the most part, you know, nobody loses anything.
I'll make sure to bring an acid for you.
Oh my gosh, this guy.
Yeah.
But you want to think about, what are you smoking? Who's providing them?
Yeah, don't be
people gonna...
too cheap either.
Yeah, no, definitely. If you're providing cigars, you know, just... Again, this goes back to etiquette. We're going to talk about etiquette.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, you don't want to get your box of factory seconds and be like, I'm providing cigars for everybody.
And then
you'll have folks show up with their own cigars like, I'm not smoking that trash. You know. Also, we'll talk about communication. But if you're providing cigars, you should tell folks what to expect.
Yeah.
Because if they don't like it, that's not fair. No. And they should be allowed to bring their own, right? And then what else are you consuming? Right. So if you're having a party. It could just be a cigar party, and I've been to plenty. Here's a cigar, and people will typically bring a Coke or something.
Yeah.
You know, you need to consider that. If you're like, just bring your own cigar, and I have the big screen TV and the theater seating, so we're gonna do it here, right? The projector outside in the backyard, or whatever. Cool, but people are going to bring drinks.
Yeah.
Now, in the etiquette we'll talk about, you should always provide water, but they need a place to put their cup. Or their drink or whatever. If you're outside on the lawn, I mean, shit, you know, so you should have some tables, stuff like that. Food. So you might be providing food. Consider catering.
Yeah.
If you're providing the food, it's expensive, but dude, it's like you don't have to do any work.
Yeah.
You don't set up, you don't clean up, you don't cook, right? Another option is potluck.
Yeah.
So just like with the cigars, everybody brings something.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? And then also restaurant. You can consider restaurants. So there are some restaurants in some areas that actively support cigar smoking.
Yeah.
Some of them you can smoke inside.
Yes.
In a lot of states you can't. But, for example, we did our top shelf sip and smoke last week at Covalent Spirits, and they do have small fare food.
Yeah.
And they were cooking up specifically for this event. And they have a back patio.
Yep.
That we commandeered, you know, for the event. And so partnering with a local restaurant, one, you know, it's like it's not your mess to clean up, which is kind of cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Go somewhere that can host you.
Yes, you're supporting the local economy, and you're supporting local business that supports the hobby,
right?
Cigar hobby. So consider that. Now that's more expensive, but if you want to have something with food and you're on a budget, potluck is great. Everybody can bring in, you know, here's my whatever grandma's tater tot casserole, or you know. The box of fried chicken from the grocery store.
Don't be that person that brings that mac and cheese with the weenies and raisins. I swear to God. Stop it.
So I went to this potluck. It was a bunch of Sudanese immigrants.
Oh, okay.
And as their, you know, like, their thing was like, we're going to provide Sudanese food.
Okay.
And half the families brought fried chicken from the grocery store. They're like, Sudanese food sucks. We're eating fried chicken. These were the Sudanese. Like, they're saying our ethnic food is terrible.
Yeah.
We like American food. We're bringing chicken, which was good because, you know, it was definitely different.
Yeah. Or an English potluck, what, fries and gravy and beans.
Yeah. It was shockingly bland. Their food was like I just assumed it would have spices and shit in it.
Yeah, why wouldn't it? That's so weird.
Well, the same reason that, you know, if you go to the Midwest, their hot sauce is like fucking ketchup. You know, like I like it spicy. I'm putting ketchup on. You know, it's just some regions they don't have spicy food. You know, it's just very bland. So food, and then alcohol. All right, so a lot of cigar events combine alcohol. It's enjoyable. It's good pairing. So you could provide alcohol, just like you could provide cigars. If you do that, I would just say be careful of opening up your liquor cabinet. Same reason as the cigars. Like, you don't want, oh, I want to try this. Can I try this? Well, shit. You know, that's like a Frank Sinatra Jim Beam, like $2,500 bottle. Yeah. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, just have it out on the table already.
Exactly.
I would highly recommend against tequila and vodka because that's not really like a...
They don't go with cigars.
No, they really don't.
They just don't.
It's more like a, hey, let's party and get fucked up.
Yeah. Rum is great. Bourbon is pretty good.
Whiskey, champagne.
High-end.
Maybe
Highlands.
No.
Highlands whiskey. Yeah, champagne is good, depending on the cigar. It goes with, like, Connecticut's and stuff. I think it doesn't go with, like, a Patron.
No, of course not.
Wine, absolutely. Red wine goes with so many cigars.
Yeah.
It's a great pairing that's underrated. So is hot
Don't
tea.
get a box wine, Jesus.
Yeah.
Don't.
I don't know. It depends on your friends.
I guess.
And then, of course, the most popular is BYOB. And a lot of this time, most of the time, that's a potluck. Like, everyone, like, I got my case of Rainier. I've got my case of Yingling. I've got my case of Bud Light or whatever.
Don't be that guy that comes with, like, Busch or Nat Light.
I mean, it depends on the group you're with. I don't think any of those, like, your light lagers don't go with cigars. They just don't.
There's too light.
Bud Light is the worst because it is made from rice instead of wheat. It has a different taste that clashes with cigars, I think. And I have Johnny Midas's palate, so I feel like I can speak to this. BYOB, which is bring your own stuff to drink. But then there's potluck, which is bring stuff to share.
Yeah.
They're similar.
All he drinks is Goldschlager.
So why don't you talk to us about drinks, non-alcoholic?
All right, so coffee, definitely, it's the biggest thing. It's so easy to do.
It's usually a good idea. You know, maybe if you're up late, but cigars can really calm you down, and sometimes you need that little pick-me-up, and it pairs well. And then just in American culture, like offering someone a coffee is like a thing.
Yeah.
You know. So I think that's a good idea. And then, you know, like, use context. You know, if you're doing an outdoor event, you need water, but you might need Gatorade. I know it doesn't go with cigars, but some guys are going to take a break and chug a pint.
Yeah, because you just need to hydrate, like actual hydration. Yeah, because you're drinking alcohol, so it's like, hey, let's get some electrolytes back in there, get you back in the game, literally.
So what I've done, you know, I've had like the party bus. You know, when we were going down to Maker's Mark, you know, we used to have the company bus and you could smoke on it.
Yeah.
And full of alcohol and everyone's drunk and shit. I would always carry liquid IV packets.
Okay.
And so we always had water bottles. Water's great.
Yes.
Water's great for smoking cigars. But you can throw liquid IV in there and it's going to wreck your palate and you're going to want to do something afterwards. Chew some almonds, maybe lemon water to get the taste out of your mouth. But you have to hydrate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So context specific.
Yeah, because I felt like even smoking cigars and just coffee, I get dehydrated super quick. The cigars, it's just like, they just do that to you.
Yeah, like you're not actually dehydrated, but your mouth, your palate, your nasal cavity dries out. The smoke does that. The coffee does that. It's a diuretic.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
And it's going to help your stomach out, too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, because if you're putting down alcohol and cigars, like, that's, your stomach is like, holy crap, working on overdrive here.
All right, so, and then scheduling. Right, so you're scheduling this event. Be aware of your audience. Schedule at a convenient time. I was talking to a friend of mine who happens to be the county commissioner, and, you know, he's practicing Jewish. And, you know, he was saying, like, their holidays are not, like, a lot of people don't know them. and they change because they're based on the lunar calendar.
Right.
So it's, if you told me like Christmas is December 25th, I'd be like, well, I can remember that.
Yeah.
But instead of like, Rosh Hashanah, it's 3 days after the first full moon. It's going to be sometime in September.
I know, like us in the Christian religion, we're not that hardcore on that, but you might have that friend that's Ramadan, like, hey, everything's off limits.
Yes, exactly.
So
Until
it's
after
like
sunset.
Or even just, that's their thing. It's like, I'm not going to have that, so wait till after those holiday months,
And you should know that, but some cigar parties are bigger or more open invitation. Just, try to be, and again, it's an etiquette thing, but
just be mindful.
Yeah, try to be polite and take that into account. And then the other part of scheduling is the actual party have a timeline, have a schedule for the party.
Yeah.
Here's what's going to happen, when it's going to unfold, and just write that out real quick. People are showing up between this time and this time. Mm-hmm. We're serving drinks. Then we're going to move over here and do this. Mm-hmm. We need to make sure this is set up. The caterers are over here, whatever. They said they'll be ready for food at this time.
Yep.
And just write that out and visualize it real quick so that when the party happens, you don't have to think.
No.
Right?
Yeah, like you said, you want to enjoy the party, not be like, hey, that was a great party that I didn't get to have fun in.
Yeah. All right, and so planning is the biggest section. It just is. If you plan ahead, you can have a super enjoyable party without a lot of fuss and stuff, right? But let's talk about communication. Right? So, send invitations. Mm-hmm. Now, use some modern technology.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can use a Google form with an RSVP button. Mm-hmm. You can use SurveyMonkey.
There's a group chat, as basic as you can get, but everybody's available on that.
Well, the problem with the good thing about a group chat is if you put your date and address, if you're like, we're having a cigar party at this address at this time, and you click on it on a phone, you can add the event to your calendar.
Yeah.
The problem is with a group chat, you can't collect responses. So I would recommend, if you have a group chat, put a link to a Google form. They click the link, they click the RSVP, yes, no, maybe, +1. What are you bringing? If it's a BYO something. Mm-hmm. Then you should have a spot in the form for them to fill that out. You can even do a drop-down menu. So if you want somebody to bring drinks, somebody to bring cups, somebody to bring a main dish, somebody to bring chips and salsa, somebody to bring then you can put all of those in a list in a Google form, and they can drop down and select, and then it goes away. The next person that fills it out, that's gone.
Yeah. Right.
If you don't know how to use Google Forms, super easy. YouTube it, or get your local college kid to put one together
seriously.
for you. If you have a YouTube account, if you're watching this, you probably do.
Yeah.
That means you have a Google account.
Yep.
Then you can just go to forums.google.com and get started.
Yep.
But use modern technology to send and collect responses. Make your life. Press the easy button.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored. Yeah. By the way, Google is a horrible beast. They're Satan. They're the Antichrist, and we don't support them. Just kidding. Psych YouTube, don't censor us. Adjust the plan based on the responses.
Yep.
So send the invites out, collect responses. This is key. You don't want to invite 20 people in a group chat and they're like, oh, cool, but then nobody shows up,
Yeah.
and you just assumed, and you have 3 people there and food for 20 and all that. So adjust your plan accordingly. And then have an emergency number for like last minute cancellations. Right now, that probably is your group chat or your cell phone or whatever. But make sure in the invite you tell folks, especially if it's a potluck thing where you're bringing the main dish, and you can come through. If something happens, you have to cancel. Click here or call me at this number, type of thing. You just want to avoid last minute curveballs. All right, so let's talk about execution. Angel, tell me about that.
All right, so we've already said it a couple times, make it as stress-free as possible for yourself and your guests, because what's the point of having a party when you're stressing out the whole time? You're like, oh shit, this, that, cancellation, oh, we don't have this. Backup plan.
Little planning ahead gives you great peace of mind.
Yeah. Stick to the plan. Don't divert, don't make it difficult on everybody. Don't make it difficult on yourself. Mm-hmm. Stick to the plan, man. Just, it'll go smooth as shit.
Yeah, just press the easy button.
Yep.
If this was the plan, there's room for spontaneity, and it depends on the group and the party. If it's your frat boys, and you guys are really intimate, like you know each other from college or whatever, and some guy's like, hey, I saw this dive bar driving in, let's go do shots, man. You might be like, hell yeah, we're doing shots or whatever. That's okay, but that's a very, very specific type of crowd and party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
just be cool.
You have to roll with the punches. Somebody throws up, big whoop. It happens.
It's gonna happen.
Make them feel good. Hey, I got you, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna clean all this up. You go enjoy your. Do you need to go home? Do you need to? I've got this sunroom you can sit in. Do you need a glass of water? How are you doing?
Uber's your
Don't worry
friend.
about this. Yeah.
Uber's your friend.
Yeah. Just be cool. Don't stress out. Roll with the punches, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right. So, but let me touch on etiquette. A little bit of etiquette.
Okay.
So first of all, if you're hosting, and now we don't teach this anymore, which really concerns me, especially in America. We don't teach hospitality. Now, in Arab culture, Muslim culture in general, but Arab specifically, hospitality is one of the highest virtues.
Yep.
And the idea is, same thing with being a gentleman. People feel better after interacting with you than before.
Yeah.
If you can pull that off, the world is at your fingertips. We don't teach hospitality anymore, right? So, my grandfather, he was a bigwig at Westinghouse and some other aerospace place. He was a vice president. He was in Mahogany Row. And he would bring home guests basically unannounced, including astronauts.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name them on the show, but people that walked on the moon slept over at my grandfather's house, right? And he'd just bring them home.
Yeah.
And my grandmother was always immediately ready to welcome them in. You're home now.
Yeah.
Make them feel good. Feed them some nice food, Doesn't have to be fancy. That's not what makes hospitality hospitality. It's caring, genuinely caring for the other person and making them feel welcome, right? So it's kind of a lost art. You have to be intentional about it, I feel like, nowadays. Once you master it, though, the world is at your fingertips.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you can make people feel that hospitality, they want to give you their business. They want to hang out with you, you know? And it's a way of, there's a way of doing it where it incurs heavy social debt. They have to pay you back without it feeling that way, Now, we know this because if you've ever gone to a restaurant and gotten really excellent service, you're like, I'm in somebody's home. I feel like I'm in somebody's home. Like, you give them a big tip, you want to go back, you're talking about them. That wanting to go back, that's the social reciprocation that develops naturally. But you don't feel like, oh, I owe them. Like if someone comes up and they're like, congratulations on your 10 years of service, here's your Rolex. You're like, well, shit, I feel like I owe you now.
Yeah.
And it's almost resentful. Hospitality is the opposite of that. But the need to pay back is still there because it's in our chimp brain up here that we evolved.
Yeah,
the fairness
absolutely.
thing, it's just subconscious and you want to do it, right? Make people feel good, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Right? If you give someone a cigar or a drink, it is theirs. Period.
Yeah.
Any gift you give somebody, it is theirs. They can wreck it, chew it, spit on it, throw it away. They can even not smoke it. You give someone a cigar and they're like, oh, thanks, and put it in their pocket, and you're like, fuck, that's not what that was for. Well, don't tell them, no, light that up, smoke it right now.
Yeah.
It's theirs. As soon as you gift something, right? Don't say anything. They might be incredibly rude. You don't have to be. That's the key. Right?
Yeah.
Once you give something, as a host, you have to serve and be gracious, but don't be afraid to place and enforce boundaries.
Right.
You also have to, if it's, you cannot smoke indoors. Oh, I'm just popping my head in to grab a beer out of the fridge. Nope, cigar stays outside. Don't be afraid to enforce those boundaries. Make it clear. It's a way of serving your guest as well.
Yeah.
They don't want to be socially awkward. Deep down inside, no matter how they respond to you, like, oh man, okay, they actually want to know what is safe, what is etiquette, what is polite, what is in bounds. So just be clear about it. Don't be an asshole about it, but be clear about it. And then the last thing that I have under execution is ask for help. If you need it, maybe you have a spouse, maybe you have a friend.
Yeah.
But somebody where you can be like, okay, we're having this party, and I'm going to need help emptying ashtrays, setting stuff out.
So like a co-host.
Whatever, yeah. Like, don't be afraid to ask for help. And it can be party members. You know, you probably know this friend is an organization person. You know, this person, I mean, they're a party planner. That's their job. Okay, you know, help me out or whatever. But don't be afraid to ask for help. You don't have to go it alone. So let's talk about cleanup. Angel, what you got?
So, yeah, definitely don't forget that you have to clean up. You know, but if you're at a restaurant or somebody's somewhere else doing the event, doesn't mean don't be a slob. But, you know, make sure to clean up.
Don't be a slob.
Yeah.
Clean up reasonably after yourself.
Right.
But, yes, somebody else is taking care of all of that.
Clean as you go. You know, keep it neat.
Yes. So here's an example. Trash cans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're having a party, like a football party, have several, like I recommend the 35-gallon Rubbermaid professional trash can.
Yeah.
Fucking have them dotted all around. You don't want people to take more than 3 steps to put something in the trash.
Yeah.
Right? Especially if you're outdoors. Right? If you're outdoors, for whatever reason, trash ends up in the grass.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But don't make people search around.
Yeah.
If you're one of those people that separates recycling and trash, fucking mark it clearly. You know, this is for bottles, plastic bottles and glass bottles only, or metal cans only, or whatever. And I would have the recycling in one central spot. Mm-hmm. Don't have multiple recycling containers because it'll get confused for trash.
Yeah.
But have lots of trash cans spread around. And you'll probably have some folks that throw stuff out that should be recycled. That's okay. Clean as you go.
Yeah.
Make it easy for people to stay clean.
Yeah. And easy for you at the end of the night.
Yeah, absolutely. If you take a whiskey bottle off the shelf for a pour, put it back on the shelf, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right. And then the 2-stage approach, you can clean up a party in 2 stages. Stage 1 is all the trash, any food items, it's bagged, it's in the outdoor trash can on the curb. We're not leaving napkins with food and shit. You know, open bottles, anything like that. Trash is in the trash can, food products are outside, etc. And the rest of it, fucking leave it.
Yeah.
Right? And tomorrow, after you sleep off your hangover, you can put the chairs up, put the tables up, put the tablecloths away, whatever it is. Right? So consider the 2-stage approach for cleaning up.
Just make it super easy on yourself. All right.
Again, be cool.
Yeah. All right, band test. I'm so scared.
Yeah, yours is a little chewed up.
All right, sweet. So this band came off easy. That was Fruit Pectin. Not a fan of the foot band. That was straight up glue.
Well, the footband was glued to, like you can see on the inside, where the glue, it was too much glue and it glued to the wrapper. And this is a delicate wrapper.
Yeah.
So, all right, we are smoking the HVC Hot Cake Golden Line. And I'm in my third. This is a long smoke, by the way.
Yeah, it is, actually.
So my average length for smoking this, which this is my like 5th one, I think.
Okay.
I got a, or 4th one. I got a pack. I got like a 5-pack or something. But,
Okay.
The average smoke time was 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I don't like drag out my cigars except when I'm podcasting. And we've got some, you know, when I'm editing this, it's going to come out to a nice cohesive show, but we've actually been here well over an hour, and I'm barely halfway in. Right? You're just past halfway?
Yeah, past halfway.
So here's my tasting notes in the third. The cedar has all but gone away. The heavy notes, I think, are barnyard. Again, like mown hay, not like old dry hay, but mown hay.
Vegetal.
Yeah, there's a little vegetal in there, but I've noticed it comes and goes. It's not like, for me, it hasn't been
It's
a
like
consistent
a weird bitter.
flavor.
Yeah.
But yeah, it pops in and out. Nuts, earth, leather, a lot less spice, but there's still pepper and floral, especially on the retrohale. So a nice evolution. It's not like, oh wow, this changed into a different cigar, but it definitely evolved.
Right.
It still has this just like this warm, like buttery, slightly peppery breakfast food sort of
some really
vibe.
nice transitions.
Yeah, I think so. And I will go ahead and tell folks what I tasted in the final third. I'm not sure how far we'll get on video.
Man.
Yeah, your wrapper's toast, dude. It's just coming off.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah, well, we're going to rank it on construction.
Yeah.
But the the final third, my primary flavors were like white bread toast. So you know how it has that unique, slightly sweet flavor?
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of sweet in this.
It was at the beginning, though. I did mention honey wheat.
Yeah, there was a puff or two of that, but not, I'm not like, oh, this is a sweet cigar. But at the end, it was, but it's not like sugar sweet. It's like toasted Wonder Bread.
Yeah.
Still hay, creamy nuts, and a touch of cocoa. And the nutmeg really came out as the predominant baking spice flavor at the end. And then also a little citrus. So I haven't had citrus in this, but the last third picked up with a little citrus note, which, sometimes the citrus is actually the result of chemicals in the tobacco.
Okay.
Right? So if you still have some nitrates and chlorophyll and stuff, sometimes it tastes citrusy. I'm not sure if that's what it was from.
Yeah.
But a little bit of that. So we mentioned the original hot cake was July of 2020. The golden line was released in 2023.
Yep.
So this is a fairly new cigar, like a year old. Now, the original hot cake had a San Andres wrapper. By the way, side note, have you ever noticed that, like, everywhere you see this, like if you're reading about a cigar, it will say Mexican San Andres wrapper. And I'm like, is there another San Andres that makes wrappers? Like, there's a lot of San Andreses.
San Andreas, California.
Yeah, I mean, there's one in fucking Colombia, Peru. There's San Andreses everywhere, but the wrapper place is Mexico. So I don't usually say a Mexican San Andres wrapper. It's just...
Unless they're just growing it wherever.
Yeah. But anyway, and it had a double binder. So it had a Corojo 99 from Jalapa and a Corojo 98 from Esteli.
I got to ditch the wrapper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Convertible.
Yep.
And then the interior of the hot cake has 2006 Corojo. So when we have the year, by the way, if you guys don't know, this is your first episode. We've talked about this before. That is the year of the hybrid, and they are different. Corojo comes from Cuba. So the Corojo 2006 Maduro tobacco in the filler. Not a lot of tobaccos have Maduro filler. The golden line, though, which, again, is just a year old, it's another core line. It's completely different.
Yeah.
Right? So Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, single binder that's Nicaraguan, undisclosed, and then fillers from Jalapa and Esteli, not Maduro. Interesting. I've smoked them both, and interestingly, they do taste like they're brothers.
Okay.
Despite how pretty significantly different the tobacco in strength is, and that one's a fucking Maduro.
Yeah.
And I think it's the Corojo. I love Corojo. It's one of my favorite, and I think that's where a lot of the baking spices and that stuff comes from, flavor. But totally different cigar. So that is what we're smoking. The MSRP is $10, and we are smoking the Laguito number 5, which is a 6x54, the most common Vitola, but they have a few others as well. So why don't we take our last break? When we come back, we'll do our cigar news of the week.
Sounds good.
You're listening to Burnline Podcast, the most awesome cigar podcast in the history of history. Don't go away. And now your cigar news of the week with Angel Solorio.
News of the week. So, you know how we've been talking about Year of the Dragon? I think it's time for a change of pace. So, Ellie Blue is gonna be doing the Year of the Snake.
Is that next year's?
That's
Zodiac?
next year's, yeah, January 29.
Okay.
So here we go.
All right.
Nothing but snakes.
More Chinese Zodiac.
Yeah. So if you are over the Year of the Dragon news, now we got Year of the Snake. So, but check out this humidor.
So, I think I've said it on the show before. I believe that Ellie Blue probably makes the best, mass-produced humidors. But they're fucking expensive. They're gorgeous. They're high production ones, so you can actually find them. They do have their rare ones, but it's not like a custom humidor. But what is it to get into one? Like the cheap ones are what, 2,000?
Yeah, they're not cheap. They are
maybe
not.
maybe 1,500 for a small one. Yeah.
You ready for this giant modest price tag?
What you got?
So it's supposed to hold 250 cigars.
So it's small. It's like the size of these two Rocky ashtrays pushed together, probably.
But it's got a big price tag on it, around 1,600.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, getting into LE Blue is between 1,500 and 2,000.
Yeah, and then I guess the really high end one is 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they have a couple different ones, but yeah.
That sounds. By the way, if you're trying to Google this while we're on the show, it's LE, like the name Blue, not the letter L, the letter E, Blue. It's ELLE?
No, it's ELIE.
Yeah, ELIE.
BLEU.
Blue, like
Blue.
the color blue. Yeah.
Yeah, the Francais blue.
Yeah, so it's not the initials. So if you're trying to, maybe we should put some like links in the.
Yeah.
Because they don't pay us.
No.
Fuck you, Ellie Blue. All right, what else you got?
All right. So, and also on the same, this is this might be the last hurrah for the Year of the Dragon.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Ellie Blue again.
Another Year of the Dragon?
Their final rendition of Year of the Dragon is hitting the stores, but check this one out.
Yeah, it looks Chinese.
Yeah. So, I guess this is the final one of the Zodiac. Same thing. 250 cigars, but this one has an MSRP of $11,000.
Jeez, for a 250 count.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're high end. Very well made and gorgeous if you have the budget for it. For that kind of money, though, keep in mind you can search online for a custom humidor maker, and you can get a 250 count for $2,000 that'll blow that out of the water. I'm talking like gold leaf, fucking mammoth tusk ivory, all kinds of shit.
All right, and then Fratello, for their third concealed carry release, I don't know if you heard of them. They had the Lunar about a few months ago.
We did the Fratello Lunar. Yeah.
All right, so now they have the Speakeasy. It's going to be heading to stores. So, round container.
Really cool. And I love these like special cardboard boxes. They're collectible. That Fratello's doing. The only thing that I can't fucking figure out how they're connected.
Yeah.
Because it's the concealed carry line or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's nothing cohesive about any of them. They don't go together other than that they're called Fratello and they're in cardboard instead of like your traditional cigar box. And the cigars are like vertical in there. And the boxes are collectible and look cool. Other than that, like they have nothing in common. So I kind of don't get the marketing there.
Yeah. You like Roma Craft, right?
Yeah, Roma Craft. They've got like the Neanderthal, the Cro-Magnon. They have their Intemperance. I think we smoked that on the show.
Yeah. So they're releasing another regular production line stick.
Really?
Yeah. So it's going to be called the Maestranza. So like teacher.
My teacher.
Yeah. So it is going to be going out next week. So look out for that. This is going to be using a Mexican San Andres wrapper over Brazilian binder with fillers from the DR, Honduras, and Nicaragua. Doesn't say what specifically, but hey, that's what, four different regions?
Yeah, and it'll probably be strong. Roma Craft is known for, strong cigars.
Yeah. It's going to be tiny. I think you'll like it. Petite Gordo, 4.5 by 56.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't like that. It's the ring gauge for me.
Yeah.
I don't like a 56. I would rather have a 5 by 52 is
Yeah,
perfect.
well, I mean, they got a 5 by 60. That's a little big.
It's too big. I don't like big ring gauge.
So they got $9 for MSRP and 11. So between 9 and 11.
Yeah, so most people are paying like 10 to 13 on that.
Yeah.
Depending on where you live.
Not in communist Maryland.
I mean, yeah. Like MSRP, at least you're paying taxes wherever you're at, but sales tax. But.
And you're a Crown Heads fan.
Crown Heads, yeah.
Yeah. So Crown Heads is going to make an exclusive release for TAA, which is going to be held in Aruba.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
they typically have something, a TAA special.
Yeah, in November. So it's just going to be called the Crown Heads. Yeah. Normally they use a different name, like the Angel's Anvil or the Lost Angel for their TAA releases.
Yeah.
And but this time they're just calling it the Crown Heads. So It's going to be at the TA meeting, like I said, in Aruba. That's
Any
pretty cool.
info on like who's making it for them?
Yeah, EP Carrillo.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
okay.
man.
Yeah, Carrillo makes good sticks. Yeah, so Crowned Heads, they don't make their own cigars.
Mm-hmm.
They're very good at blending and branding, but they only use very good cigar makers to make their stuff. And I love everything Crowned Head. I smoke everything Crowned Head makes. Those are high-end cigars.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. And $15.50 a stick, which is not terrible. 6 1/4 by 50 Toro.
Ooh, love that.
Yeah, so it's going to be using an Ecuadorian HVA over a Ecuadorian binder and Nicaraguan and Pennsylvania broadleaf fillers.
Ooh, that sounds strong.
Yeah, that'll put
That sounds strong.
That'll put you
Yeah.
on your ass, I think.
I like the Ecuadorian Habano.
Yep.
That's one of my favorite wrappers, actually.
And then, last but not least,
Have you noticed that Ecuador is producing really good wrapper leaves?
Yes.
Like affordable?
Yeah.
Because like Pennsylvania broadleaf was like dirt cheap, and now it's through the roof. Mexican San Andres in 2017 was like the wow, this is good, affordable, and now it's through the roof. But for the last 2 years, it's like so many companies are using Ecuadorian wrappers, and they're good.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the price to go up.
Yeah, it's going to, because everybody's switching to that. Now, in stores, we just saw the stick, the Alec Bradley Filthy Ghoul-again for the Halloween season.
Is it a barber pole?
Yeah, it's a barber pole.
Is it black and orange?
Black and orange.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
not
I mean
orange,
black
orange.
and brown, but...
Yeah, yeah. You can't really get an orange cigar leaf.
So, normally they use, what, a Candela and a broadleaf?
Yeah, for St. Patty's Day.
For the Filthy Hooligan. So, this one, like I said, it's the Ghoul-again, so it's their Halloween edition. So, they're using Ecuadorian Habano and U.S. broadleaf. So, that's the wrapper. So, that's why it gives it that color, like I said. And then it uses Indonesian Busake binder. Never heard of that one.
I've not smoked that I can recall.
Yep. It uses Jalapa, Esteli, and Condega fillers, along with a Dominican Piloto.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So Piloto technically refers to a native tobacco.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't always, because sometimes they say Piloto, but they took Piloto seeds from somewhere else and replanted them. Now, that defeats the marketing purpose, especially if it's Cuban Piloto, because then you'll say, oh, this is Cuban seed.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to advertise that. But if you hear Piloto, that literally means like the local. So probably the most instantly recognizable to my palate is Honduran Piloto.
Yeah.
So Hondurans were growing tobacco leaves before Cuba.
Yeah.
You know, like when Christopher Columbus came over, whoever the Spanish, you know, like they were making cigars in Honduras, and it has a unique flavor.
Yep.
But that's what Piloto means. So unlike, you know, Corojo 99, which always tastes like Corojo 99, it's a hybrid seed that was, you know, bred for a specific flavor and stuff. You know, you're not growing the next generation, you're growing a new, like I hybridized it again, because hybrid seeds, you know, they don't reproduce.
Yeah.
Right? Well, with Piloto, they're all different. You know, so when you read that, don't think, oh, I know what that tastes like. You might, but you might not, you know.
Yeah. Retail is, or MSRP is $14.99 here at Davidas Westminster and the other Davidas stores, which is not bad considering the floor tax here.
Yeah, I mean, these days, that is, well, if you add in the taxes, the sales and floor tax, like, that's actually below MSRP. But the cigar prices nowadays, for a special edition, that's probably about normal.
Yeah.
14 to 15. I lament the state of the cigar industry pricing, which is why I'm a huge fan of HVC.
Yeah.
Because they make great cigars like this one, and they're all the MSRP is like $10.
Yeah.
You know, so shout out to Rainier for understanding the hobby and the people who smoke cigars.
Definitely.
All right, it's time to rank this cigar.
Let's do it.
So we are smoking the HVC Hot Cake Golden Line, and I guess, maybe just some quick finish up tasting notes. We kind of mentioned all of them, but I think the main takeaway is there's a mown hay component.
Yeah, mostly.
Through all of it. A little barnyard through all of it. Nuts. Some creamy nuts. Nutmeg. Some baking spices. Overall, really flavorful.
Yeah, it really
complex.
is.
Changes flavor.
Coffee didn't change the flavor, but it definitely helped.
Yeah, I feel like this is a breakfast cigar. It could be a breakfast cigar. The only thing that goes against that is it is a long smoke.
It really is.
Like I said, hour 45. That's a good smoke. So I don't know about you. I don't have that much time in the morning, even on a Sunday. But anyway, so why don't we start with presentation? And of course, we don't have the box. The box is medium. I think that the cello does not take away from the cigar, right? So I compared them side by side. There's a good bit of leaf exposed, which I like. The foot band is cool. So the top band is the same as the hot cake, which is good. It helps us save money as consumers. And then they added a foot band that says Golden Line, and it's got, it's a black band with gold stripes on it and says Golden Line in gold. Kind of cool. It goes. So presentation, I've got a 6.
Yeah,
it's above average.
I agree, 6.
I think
nothing crazy.
I think that it is it's sort of like a BMW 3 Series where it's like it's nice, but it's not flamboyant or extravagant.
Right.
You can park it in any driveway, and it doesn't look out of place. It just looks like this is nice.
Yeah.
But it's not flamboyant or
right.
anything.
It's very Cuban-esque.
Yeah.
So
classic.
Yeah.
I think classic is the right word for it. So let's talk about construction. And both of us popped our wrapper.
Yep.
Me with the cut, you with the cut, the tap afterwards.
Right, and then the
blew it apart while smoking, took the wrapper off.
The foot band didn't help.
The foot band tore that off, with the over glue. I kind of, I'm giving this a 7 for construction. I'm taking off 3 points. 1 for the top here, 1 for your whole wrapper coming off.
Yeah.
And then 1 for the foot band being glued to the wrapper.
Yeah.
So that's how I came up with a 7. But the rest of it, good smoke output, good burn line.
I agree.
We had to touch it up because we talk a lot on the podcast.
Yeah.
But it burned well. So the rest of the construction, I'm not taking any points off.
Yeah. I was personally going to give it a 5 just because of my experience.
Well, okay, but let's save that for experience.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Sure.
Because with construction, for me, it's a little more objective. I start with a 10 and I start taking points off for all the issues.
Right? Yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Why don't we go that route? And then price, MSRP of $10, I've got like an 8.
Yeah, 8, 9. I agree.
Yeah, that's a great price. So we'll give that an 8. And then flavor. So love the flavor. Obviously, different people have different palates and wheelhouses. I think that if you're like me and you like Cuban-esque cigars that are reasonably strong but have a light floral aromatic kind of flavor, that this is really going to hit your wheelhouse.
Oh, yeah.
If you like strong Neanderthals, we always talk about Padrones. If you like strong cigars, it's just not strong, but it's very flavorful.
Yeah.
So I've got a 7 for the flavor.
Yeah. I was going to give it an 8. I mean,
8?
I like the transitions.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll give it an 8. And then experience. So in terms of use case, fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
With this MSRP, you can do so much. It does burn long, so you'll have to be aware of that. Talking about a dog walker, sure, but you still have an hour and 30 minutes of smoking left, or whatever. I would totally take this fishing or something. It's light enough, you can golf, do exercise type of stuff, yard work without feeling like it's going to kill you.
Yeah.
And it's affordable, so I'm not too worried about wrecking it or losing it.
Yeah.
It's not cheap, but in cigar terms, it's pretty affordable.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, just delicious. It's a connoisseur cigar. You want to taste it. You want to experience it. And then we I think, have to take some points off for yours. You've got a third of your cigar left with no wrapper
Nope.
left on it. And it is a delicate wrapper.
It is crazy thin. Like, crazy. I don't know if you wanted to feel it.
Yeah. Send it over. Yep. It's exactly what I expected. Beautiful wrapper leaf.
Yeah.
You know? But, I like the oil on the inside. That's cool. This is so sexy.
You're just going to lather yourself with it now?
Yes. He smells like tobacco. So, I put a 7 for experience. Because it would be like a fucking 9.
Yeah.
I think it would be a 9, except, shit, nobody wants the wrapper falling off, right?
You know, pulling off that footband, that shouldn't have happened anyway.
Now, I want to be fair. Of all the cigars that I've smoked of these, okay, 3 of them, 2 on this show and 1 other one, popped the wrapper. Right, so and that's 5 total cigars. 3 out of 5 popped the wrapper, not through operator error or anything like that. So I feel like that's a real thing. It is a fragile wrapper.
Yeah.
Handle with care. Yours today is the only one that had catastrophic failure.
Like, that is wild.
Yeah, so I want to be fair to them. And then also, there were no mouse holes, tunneling, anything like that.
As far as the burn, it was great.
Yeah. So, 7?
I was going to say 5, 6 for me.
All right, how about 6?
6.
Split it down the middle. And that brings the total score for this HVC Hot Cake Golden Line 235. And this is the only one, or not the only one. This is one of the rare cigars where I kind of feel like it's worth more if you get the right stick, right? So I had one that was perfect. I didn't pop the wrapper, smoked it through, and that was a fucking 9, you know? And then okay, so then our construction score goes up, our experience goes up, and all of a sudden you're in 40.
Yeah.
Instead of 35. So, and then of course, at $10, hey man, this is finally someone's producing a good core line cigar that's affordable for a good amount of tobacco and a long smoke. So there you have it, folks, on Burnline Podcast. HVC, big shout out. I'm a fan of this boutique brand. This is the Hot Cake Golden Line. Came in with a final score of 35. And it is time for Treasure or Trebuchet.
Yeah.
So. All right. Are you trebuchet?
Oh, yeah,
your
definitely.
Wrapperless? Okay. And, of course, if you guys don't know, an extra free cigar if any of us can hit the camera. And 3, 2, 1.
Oh, too much hand time.
Too much mustard on it. And that is it from Johnny Midas and El Fumo on Burnline Podcast. We'll see you again next week.